sound insane. um, Hello everyone. It is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday night. I'm so tired. And I just wanted to start a vlog because I've been reading on my lunch breaks at work, and I've been really liking this book, and I think on Saturday I'm gonna go do some fun stuff because it is National, I think, Indie Bookstore Day, and I love my indie bookstores, so I haven't decided which one or ones I'm gonna go to yet, but I'm planning on going. And then it's supposed to be nice out, so I might go sit outside and read for a while. I texted my friend Shelly to see if she wanted to go with me, and assuming we both still feel up to it on Saturday, I will probably head down to Providence and sit by the water and get a nice little coffee and read a book. But anyway, I wanted to start it tonight, even though I'm not doing anything, because I have bought 5 books in the last week and a half. This is what happens. I get a job and I get one paycheck. I immediately spend it on books. Don't worry, I'm also paying off my credit card bills and my monthly bills and stuff. I'm not being completely irresponsible, but I felt like I deserved a little treat, okay? Oh, these are gonna be terrible angles of me. Let me prop my phone up against something. So, mini book haul in my pajamas. So I went to the bookstore. I got all of these from Barnes & Noble, the same Barnes & Noble, even though it was 2 separate trips. But a week and a half ago, Monday, April 15th? Yeah, Monday, April 15th was the Boston Marathon, and if anybody who's not one of my friends or family is watching this, I live near Boston, so one of my very close friends from high school was running in the marathon this year, and unfortunately, because I just got a job, I couldn't go take the day off and support him physically during the marathon. However, he invited me to go out for dinner with him and some of his friends and family after. I had some time to kill after work because it didn't make sense for me to come home from work and then go back up to where we were getting dinner, but I got off work at 4:30 and dinner wasn't until 7, and it was only an hour drive. I obviously decided, oh well, you know what, there's a Barnes & Noble, just I'll go browse some books. I can totally kill an hour doing that. I can't kill an hour doing that, it turns out, because I will buy all the books. So I went in and I wasn't looking for anything specific, and I came out with 3 books. So I got The Power by Naomi Alderman, which I did already start reading. I am on page 68. So this book is about, it's a speculative fiction book. It's also shelved as sci-fi sometimes, but so far it doesn't really seem very sci-fi. It seems more speculative fiction to me. On this one day, no, it's not even on this one day, there's a day of the girls or whatever at the beginning of it. I don't fully know the significance yet because I'm 70 pages in, less than 70 pages in. And all of the girls can suddenly electrocute people just by touching them, and it is within their control. They just have to learn how to control it. So it's kind of like a what if women had all the power, women, and not just grown women, but females had all the power, whereas in our society now men have most of the power. So that's what that's about. I didn't pick it up expecting it to be an easy read by any means, but it is darker than I thought it was gonna be. So read content warnings if you are going to pick it up. It is also a TV show on Prime, I believe. The next book I got is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Malors. Oh good, this one's sticker actually comes off. The little sticker thing on this one, not coming off. it's just there, and that bothers me. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember what Cleopatra and Frankenstein is about, other than it's about Cleo and Frank and their life together, and they get married, and it's about that, I guess. I don't really know. It sounds good if you read the back of it, and I'd heard about it on TikTok, I think. Recommended it to me at one point. I don't remember. And then the last book I got that day is Daughters of Sparta by Claire Haywood, which is about Helen, as in Helen of Troy, I believe. I'm so sorry if that was not in frame. And her sister. I'm assuming it's Helen of Troy. But like the point is that they are defined by the men in their lives and not by themselves, and it's about like pushing against that and how that affects them and the people around them and the future. So then on Saturday, this past Saturday, I needed more work clothes because I'm not used to working at a place that's like actually business casual. But continuing the really, honestly, I think really heavy books that I've been getting that are just like literary fiction, which is not the norm for me. Anyway, I got Beartown by Frederick Backman. And if you don't know what this is about, it's about a town in Sweden, I believe. And they're not really known for anything, but now they have a chance at winning the semifinals of the junior ice hockey. Sorry, that took me so long to figure out. I saw this book recommended initially by Lexi, aka Newly Nova, and I think I've seen it on TikTok and YouTube since then. So I pulled it off the shelf at Barnes & Noble, and one of the booksellers comes over to me, like sees me reading it, and they go, "Oh, that's one of my favorite books. I think that author is one of the greatest of our time." But it's really heavy. It has a lot of like trigger warnings and stuff, so if you're sensitive to, they listed a few of the things, then, you know, don't pick it up. It won't be good for you. So, heard lots of amazing things about this one. Excited and scared to read it. The last of the 5 books that I bought in the last like week is Flawless by Elsie Silver, which is one that I feel like a lot of y'all are gonna know. If you are on TikTok and BookTube, you probably have heard of Elsie Silver. I have read one Elsie Silver book before. This one is Chestnut Springs. I read Off to the Races, which is a Gold Rush Ranch. Try saying that 10 times fast. Gold Rush Ranch book. So same author, same universe, different ranches, and different focuses I'm gathering, because this guy's a bull rider. The main love interest in this one, he's a bull rider. She is an agent, like a publicist. He's really famous. She's new to the firm, but it's her dad's firm. She's a city girl. He's a cowboy from Canada. But he talks about his sister a couple times, and his sister is at the other ranch where they train horses. She's a horse trainer. I remember her from the first book. I have not read her book yet, but now I know how it ends. I already knew how it ended. They allude to it in the first one, and if I'm getting a romance, I'm assuming they're ending up together happily ever after, especially in a universe like Elsie Silver's. I was specifically looking for a cowboy romance. I've been wanting to read a good cowboy romance for a while. That's why I read the other Elsie Silver book, because I knew that a lot of hers were cowboys. So I've been reading it on my lunch breaks at work. I go out to my car and I read by myself. And I do, in fact, enjoy doing that. I'm on page 80. I did stop in the middle of a chapter because I have been so, like, just not wanting to do anything today. So that was all I wanted to say today. I will maybe check back in on my lunch break tomorrow, in my car, my book. If not, I'll check back in at a different time. Hi guys. It's the next day. I just got home from work early because my boss told me to leave early. So it's like 4 instead of like 5 or 6. And I'm gonna go sit outside and read for a little bit because it's really nice out today. So I'm gonna take you with me. I have to change first. I'm in, this is not really, sorry, everything's so messy and I have my studio light in the way, but this is not a, not an outside outfit. Hi. Good morning. It is Friday morning. I'm working from home today, so I figured I'd take a quick second to update. I finished Flawless last night and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, I think. Yeah, it was a really good book. I get now why everyone talks about Elsie Silver all the time. I liked the first book I read by her, but this one was it was really good. And I definitely want to read the rest of the series. And I think that reading that has really helped me want to read more again. Because I have been kind of dealing with a reading slump for a couple of months at this point. Not that I haven't been reading, but I haven't been wanting to read as much. I've been putting it off to like watch YouTube videos and scroll on TikTok, so I'm very excited about that. So today I am planning on picking Malibu Rising back up, which I'm like 20 pages into, and I need to rearrange my bookshelf, but I think I'm gonna make a TikTok about it, because I really only need to rearrange part of it. But I realized my sister borrowed the Cruel Prince trilogy and I no longer have room for it because I've bought so many books lately, so I need to move a bunch of stuff. I'm thinking I'll put my fantasy with my sci-fi because they're often linked. Like sci-fi fantasy is typically like, that's what my Barnes & Noble has. They're together. A lot of bookstores have them together. So I'm thinking I might do that, and then I'll have my lit fic, my speculative fiction, and my romance on a shelf together, and my historicals, which are all on a shelf with my fantasy currently. So, but then I also have a book nook, and I have another book nook that I have to build, and I want to have space for those as well. I also sit usually for my videos in front of my pink bookshelf, which right now has all my sci-fi, but I'm wondering if I wanted to have my like romance, lit fic, and historicals instead, because I feel like that's like, I like sci-fi. I'm trying to get more into sci-fi, but I feel like maybe the other books are more the channel vibes, my vibes in general, you know? I don't know. My Fire Stick just did something it's never done before that I need to show you guys. I have one of my favorite booktubers is Katie Whitetruck. I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly. But I was in the middle of a reading vlog. She's reading for 24 hours and she was reading Flawless, which is why I was like, oh right, I need to update my vlog about how I felt about the book. And I just did this instead of just like going to a screensaver. And it says press a button to return. It has never once done that for me. Also, sorry, my room's like a mess. I just realized that I was going to vlog like everything today and I haven't at all. And that means I didn't get any b-roll of the store that I was just in. You can probably see it behind me, maybe. I was just in an Unlikely Story for Indie Bookstore Day, and I also went to the library to return my books, and it was really crowded, so I was only in there for like 20 minutes. I also knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted to get Funny Story and a couple other romances, or at least like one other romance, because I feel like I've been buying a lot of like big heavy books and I'm excited to read them, but I'm a romance girly and I want to read more romance as well. And the cashier who was checking me out when oh my god, the cashier who was checking me out when she scanned Funny Story was like, oh, I'm so excited to read this. So, you know, there's that. I also finally bought a physical copy of Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, which is the only Ali Hazelwood book that I've read that I don't have. I got it from the library. I have the other two as digital copies, and for now that's good enough, but I wanted a physical. Love Theoretically is my favorite one. I identify the most with the main character. It's set in Boston. I just really like it. So well, sometimes Love on the Brain is my favorite one. Depends on the day, I guess. And then, why don't I just show you? I'm gonna set you up right here and hope that the dice dangling isn't too distracting. So, first of all, they gave me a newspaper, and that's adorable. And like I said, I got Funny Story by Emily Henry. I honestly don't even know what it's about, but I'm really excited to read it. And then I got Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Very excited about this one. And then I got another book that they're doing it for their book club that's meeting at the end of May. I'm hoping maybe I'll be able to get to it. I'm gonna try to sign up for it. And that is Love at First Spite by Olivia Dade. I have looked at this a couple of times, like the other times that I've been in here, but I feel like I've looked at it for some reason. Maybe they just had it on display at the store before. I don't know. I spent way more money than I needed to, but isn't that what we always do? I will film myself opening this when I get home so that I know the framing is good. But I picked up for my blind date with a book, young adult speculative fiction, grief/loss, New York City feels like a movie. So no idea what it's gonna be, but we'll see. And now I'm gonna go home, and yeah, I'm gonna go home. Bye. Hello. So I didn't just get back from the bookstore. I'm back from the bookstore, and I had lunch, and now we are going to open the blind date with a book, and then I'm gonna look it up. I don't know if you guys can even see this. I'm gonna let you guys see the book before I see it. Okay. If I can. It's wrapped tight. Here it is. What is it? You're Breaking My Heart. Uncorrected proof. I'm not sure why this is an uncorrected proof and it's in here, so hopefully it's not too different from the original. But there were a few of these, so I'm wondering if maybe they just got a bunch of them. It says not for sale. I didn't buy it, it was free, so I don't know if it feels weird to get an uncorrected proof, but it's what I got. Let me look it up and see. Okay, it only has 72 ratings. It came out in February, so 2 months ago. Basically, Harriet blames herself for her brother's death, and then a new girl shows up at her high school and likes a lot of the same weird stuff as Harriet, and talks about a place underneath the subways of New York where people like them can go and find a home away from the world of high school, grief, cool people, and depression. And it sounds like from the reviews there's a fair bit of fantasy in it, like a magical realism type fantasy. So that's interesting. I honestly don't know if I'll ever get to reading this. It doesn't sound that appealing to me. It sounds like it's probably a good book, but it's just not like my kind of book. I don't know, maybe I will. Pretty sure there's a free library near me somewhere, so I might, if I decide I don't want to read it, go put it in there. That's gonna be it for this vlog. So sorry that I'm bad at vlogging in public, and so it's all just been in my room or my car, but the more I do it, the better I'll get. So I'm still a little like nervous about doing that in public. So thank you so much for tuning in,
If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. I try to post videos every Sunday or sometimes Monday, sometimes I skip a week. It really just depends on life, but I have been trying really hard to do every Sunday. That's it. So I'll see you next time. I love you. Bye.